Hi traders, welcome back to the channel in a new video. So today I want to talk to you about how I've been using the session VWAPs in my own day trading, and this is something that I think is going to help a lot of you, especially if you're trading CME futures such as the NASDAQ or the ES, for example. As you know, my favorite trading setup is always having the session volume profiles. I also use cumulative volume delta, which I use on Sierra Chart because they have tick data. And then I also love to use the VWAP. So I have a whole video dedicated to VWAP. I'm going to put I have more than one actually. I'm going to put them down in the video description. Anchored VWAP, which is a volume weighted average price, which keeps track just like a moving average, but it also takes into account the volume traded. So it is a very, very important indicator that I always use. So when I have my charts, this is the NASDAQ 5-minute. I always like to split it into the two trading sessions. Okay, and so what that means is pretty much this. We have the day starting at 6 p.m. Eastern here, and I have my extended hours volume profile with my value area high, low, point of control. And then at 9:30 a.m., regular stock market hours open, and this is the RTH. This is where we're going to have the bulk of the volume. If I put in a volume indicator here, you can see down below just the huge difference in volumes that we do. This is early Asia hours. Then at 3 a.m. Eastern, London opens and we have a little bit of a bump. It starts going up a little bit more right around 8:30 a.m. And then regular market hours obviously has the bulk of the daily volume, okay? So for every session, I always use the VWAP. So let's say market opens at 6 p.m. and I'll set my session VWAP. I'm not going to go deep into like strategies and everything here because I have, you can check out the other videos and I talk a lot about this in the day trading course as well. But the main thing is that once we finish, for example, the extended trading hours session, I will start a new VWAP on the regular hours, but there's two things that I want to track with the previous session VWAP, okay? And those are going to be number one, closing price of the previous session VWAP, and number two, the rolling VWAP from the previous session, okay? And I recommend all of you, you can back test this and see how effective these levels are. So what I do, let's say we were on the extended hours and now we started regular market hours. So I have a template for each. I just like to use purple. So I'll just change the color of this one and then I'll apply a new anchored VWAP at the start of the new session, and I'll make this the regular dark purple color that I use, and then I'm gonna track the closing price, which was right over here, of the previous session VWAP. And so what I'm gonna do is I just like to put a horizontal ray tool right on that level. So right where it closes at 9:30, I want to track that number here. I'm going to make this just let's just make it a black thick line. Okay, right there. Just so you can really notice it. And so now if we move forward, you can see during this regular trading hours how we have the session VWAP coming plus the previous session, which this is actually, if we take extended hours and regular hours, this is going to make up an entire day, 23 hours of trading in the futures market. Okay, so this can be seen as the entire daily VWAP as well, if you're taking it from the 6 p.m. mark. And then you can see here, for example, we open on regular trading hours, and look how we were respecting this rolling VWAP, and then also this closing price. Look how price has respected this zone a lot, the exact closing price from this. Okay, and we can just keep doing this backwards for, you know, other sessions. If we work our way back, let's say we're gonna trade the extended hours, so then I can just pull all of this back to the previous session, and it'll let me pull in the closing price line. Okay, and now if we're gonna trade, for example, the extended hours into Asia and Europe, and you can see right here we have our current VWAP going there. Again, is a very useful tool to track price and sentiment, bullish or bearish. And then you can see right here we're coming up into the previous daily session VWAP. We also have a very significant high volume node too, which is going to be very important as well. You can see support here, and then we come and we test the previous session VWAP plus the closing price, and you can see this was a pretty important level of resistance going into this. Okay, and we could keep pulling it back more. And again, I'm not going to go too far back, but you can, I recommend you just back test this, and you're going to see how I really like to track both of these factors when I am doing my previous sessions trading, when I'm doing my current session trading. And we have a lot of confluence at these areas. You can see right here, we have the previous extended hours, then we open right here 9:30 a.m. regular market hours. We didn't really have a reaction from this rolling VWAP from the daily open, but right here the closing price, you can see we also had a edge here on this high volume node, and we did come down and we had price holding right around these levels as well. Okay, so I hope these tips help you in your trading. Again, this is one of the factors that I use when making my trading decisions. A very powerful tool. VWAP is definitely one of the things that I always use in day trading. Let me know down in the comments if you've used this or if it's helping you out, and make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up to keep all the content coming, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.